What it is, man. It's your boy Dilla T. And this is No Filters. Always appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Liking, when you come in, hitting that like button, commenting about what we discussing, subscribing to the channel to don't miss nothing, and sharing this with the world. Because today, as always, let's get comfortable. Get you something to drink. Get you something to eat. Get you something to smoke, if that's what you do, fam. Because today, you see the title. You see what's going on. Here we have Joey Crack, Fat Joe, dealing with minors? Being sued, a lawsuit on his hands. For the sake of me and my mind, we talking about Fat Joe. We talking about Joey Crack. We talking about years of a legend, of a rapper that's been in the game for so long, been doing this. What's the name? Fat Joe. So, we finna figure out what's going on with Fat Joe dealing with minors so we can understand why is this man's name coming up in the court of law dealing with minors. There's no way. And if there is, we about to get into this here.
ABC corporations, and he's got a lot of John Does and people that have not been named in this lawsuit yet. You understand what I'm saying? And so this thing's gonna get real ugly, right? It's gonna get real ugly, man. It already has. Bye. Or Brianna Bungo. Check. 1 2 1 2. I think y'all okay, yeah, we got it. Alright. Salute everybody, man. If y'all want to support the channel, the link's been at the top of the chat room, Cash App, PayPal. And let me say before we start this video, I got a couple things I want to say. First of all, Fat Joe, Pistol Pete, Rock Nation, and everybody else that have been accused in these allegations are innocent unless proven otherwise in a court of law. And also, let me start off by saying this. First of all, the lawyer who has brought this case, Tyrone Blackburn, he is under major fire. Let me say this again. I am putting this out here before
Oh, it's getting real. It's getting real. It's getting real.
Under heavy fire. Why do I say that? Because Tyrone Blackburn, the lawyer in these allegations are innocent unless proven otherwise in a court of law. And also, let me start off by saying this. First of all, the lawyer who has brought this case, Tyrone Blackburn, he is under major fire. Let me say
Tyrone Blackburn under major fire.
I'm putting this out here before I say this video. Tyrone Blackburn, the lawyer, the attorney that is bringing this case, he is under heavy fire. Why do I say that? Because Tyrone Blackburn just got named in the Diddy trial by Brianna Bungo as being a liar. Now, he was supposed to be her representative in her lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs. She said that she fired. This is what she said, not me. She said,
this is what the girl looked like. Let's get right. Let's get right. This is what the girl looked like. The same girl that has to do with Fat Joe case. She was the same girl that was involved with P. Diddy case. Let's keep going.
She fired Tyrone Blackburn because he lied and fabricated allegations in her lawsuit. So we have to put that out there first. That was named in court, in federal court. She got to understand under oath. It's Blackburn, the lawyer, fired. Let me say this again. I am putting out here before I say this video. Tyrone Blackburn, the lawyer.
That's the lawyer.
The attorney that is bringing this case.
That's bringing the case.
Under heavy fire. Why do
Tyrone Blackburn is the lawyer that's bringing his case against Fat Joe. He is under heavy fire for bringing this case up against Fat Joe. This lawsuit against Fat Joe. Tyrone Blackburn is the lawyer, and he's bringing heavy accusations against Fat Joe about Fat Joe dealing with minors, okay? And as well, hit outs on rappers, as if he was hiring hitmen. Money for hire is what we're talking about here, fam. Let's keep going. Because at the end of the day, here at No Filters, we got to make sure we understand what's going on here. Let's be clear.
I want to say that? Because Tyrone Blackburn just got named in the Diddy trial by Brianna Bungolan as being a liar. Now, he was supposed to be her representative in her lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs. She said that she fired. This is what she said, not me. She said she fired Tyrone Blackburn because he lied and fabricated allegations in her lawsuit. So we have to put that out there first. That was named in court, in federal court. She got to understand under oath and said that she fired Tyrone Blackburn, the same lawyer filing this lawsuit right here, because he lied in her lawsuit.
Okay, so this lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn, has been exposed for lying in court. And this young lady has had to expose him to remove him from the situation. Let's keep going.
It needs to be put out there first. So before we even start, let me put that out there to the masses first. Because everybody's been talking about this. Everybody want to. And so we have to acknowledge, once again, that Brianna Bungolan, in a court of law, under oath, right? Penalty of perjury. That's what happened. You understand what I'm saying? Excuse me, Joey says Rock Nation, but not Jay-Z. Well, Jay-Z's lawyer just came out and said Jay-Z is Rock Nation and Rock Nation is Jay-Z.
Oh, that's real.
Said that in a different filing. So
hold up, man. Let's get right. Let's get right. Rock Nation is Jay-Z and Jay-Z is Rock Nation. Why would we think otherwise? Anybody out there thinking that Rock Nation is an independent entity by its lonesome that has nothing to do with Jay-Z, you're thinking wrong, fam. All right? Jay-Z had a company called Rockefeller. He had a situation going on with Dame Dash that turned that situation into Rock Nation, which is way bigger than what he had going on with Dame Dash. Okay, let's get right. So in that same sense, we're talking about Jay-Z. Rock Nation name has come up in this case with Fat Joe that's being accused of touching minors. Let's keep going.
Nation is Jay-Z. I mean, his lawyer, Alex Spiro, just said that in a statement, in an official statement. So, take it as you may.
That ain't making no sense, man. Like, why wouldn't you think that Fat Joe got something to do with Rock Nation and them and the way they moving?
Ladies and gentlemen, I had to say that first to put things properly into perspective, because you won't be doing correct journalism if you don't make that information clear. Now, Tyrone Blackburn, he has a right to speak up for himself and the allegations that are made against him. Tyrone Blackburn has lawsuits out here against TD Jakes. He has lawsuits out here against Diddy. And now he has a lawsuit out here against Pistol Pete, Rock Nation, Rich Player.
Hold on. Let's get right. So the lawyer named Tyrone Blackburn has lawsuits against Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Diddy, Pistol Pete. Let's bring that back.
Sneaker Addict and the Alleges. Once again, that Brianna Bungolan, in a court of law, under oath, right? Penalty of perjury. That's what happened. You understand what I'm saying? Excuse me, Joey says Rock Nation, but not Jay-Z. Well, Jay-Z's lawyer just came out and said
That's the point of what we taught to say here.
Nation is Jay-Z. I mean,
Rock Nation is Jay-Z. Jay-Z is Rock Nation. Jay-Z lawyer made that.
An official statement.
He made that clear.
Take it as you may. Ladies and gentlemen, I had to say that first to put things properly into perspective, because you won't be doing correct journalism if you don't make that information clear. Now, Tyrone Blackburn, he has a right to speak up for himself and the allegations.
That's the lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn.
Tyrone Blackburn has lost.
He is the lawyer. He is the lawyer.
Out here against Diddy, and now he has a lawsuit out here against Fat Joe, Pistol Pete, Rock Nation, Rich Player, Sneaker Addict Touring, State Inc.
These are all the people Tyrone Blackburn has lawsuits against.
And he's got a lot of John Does and people that have not been named in this lawsuit yet. You understand what I'm saying? And so this thing's gonna get real ugly, right? It's gonna get real ugly, man. It already has. Now, last time I checked Fat Joe, again, he has claimed his innocence. When somebody made allegations against him, I think it was last month. He claimed his innocence. And now we're at this situation right here. Now, let me go ahead and break down some of what the situation is right now, ladies and gentlemen. All right? So, here are some of the people. Shout out to my boy Diddy Doctor. Here are some of the people that are being, here are the people that are being sued. Right there. So, it's Terrance Dixon, a.k.a.
Okay, these are the people that's being sued.
Plaintiff, and he is making these allegations against Fat Joe, Joe Cartagena, right? Pistol Pete, that are being, says forced labor of the plaintiff TA, right? And we'll get to who he is in a minute. I just want to show y'all the chart so y'all understand when I break this thing down to you, what he's alleging, even though,
This is what Tyrone Blackburn, the lawyer, is alleging.
Guys, his lawyer is under major heat right now.
This shit real. This real.
Now, again, the key participants, he says in the forced labor of plaintiff TA.
Plaintiff TA.
Fat Joe, Joe Cartagena, Rich Player, and accountant Doe. So there's an accountant that he hasn't named. Location, he says New York, New Jersey, Florida, and internationally.
These are the places. These are the locations, fam.
Coerced plaintiffs' labor through threats, delayed pay, and false IRS filings is what he's alleging. Also, sex trafficking. He's alleged being sex trafficking. Now, he says he was sex trafficked. The key participants, he say, is Joe Cartagena, that's Fat Joe, Rich Player, Agent Doe, Driver Doe, Pistol Pete. In the states, he say New York, Jersey, Florida, Nevada, California, and internationally. Also, he says that they coerced him into non-consensual sexual acts under threats and manipulation. Also, number 3, retaliation, right? And he says that was by Fat Joe, Cartagena, Rich Player, and Pistol Pete. Now, he claims that was in New York.
He claimed all 4 of them coerced him by threats.
Allure him into a violent ambush after public disclosures, right?
This Fat Joe, Pistol Pete.
There was witness retaliation. Now, also, he's claiming number 4, conspiracy to commit violence. And he says, it says redacted. Now, he redacted some things.
That like button, fam. Hit that like button. We ain't heard no filter.
Joe Cartagena, he says that happened in New York. And he says that Joe Cartagena admitted prior violent act resulting in wrongful conviction of another. Also, he's brought the late, great rapper DMX into the situation.
Wow.
He says DMX assault director. Now, he says that's Fat Joe. And
Hold up. Let's bring it back.
National Weather Service.
Let's bring it back, because that man just said that he just brought DMX into this situation. Let's keep going.
Cafe catch-up incident. Now, he puts in this Fat Joe, JB, Rich Player, Pistol Pete in New York. Now, he's saying that there was a public stabbing order in retaliation after a nightclub.
A public stabbing order.
Now, also,
a retaliation.
Number 8 says Mac Main assault directive on Mac Main.
What's up, fam? You in here, FAM?
Fat Joe, Joe Cartagena. And he says that the defendant, Fat Not defendant. He says that he directed the plaintiff.
We talking about Fat Joe. He touching minors. It's a lawsuit on him. Follow me, fam.
Right, for perceived disrespect. So he said he was sent to assault Mac Main for perceived disrespect. Right. Now, number 9, interstate sex trafficking of minors. He says.
What's up, no Kizzy? Fat Joe lawsuit. Fat Joe lawsuit.
Driver Doe.
Let's get right. Let's get right. This is Fat Joe lawsuit. Oh no, this Fat Joe. And Fat Joe being, oh man, let's get right up in here. Let's get right, family. FAM. Fat Joe has been accused of touching a minor. You hear me, fam? I know y'all with me. I know y'all, stay with me. Fat Joe been accused of touching a minor. You hear me? Oh my, yeah, I know. What the fuck? I'm on all that with you. Fat Joe is being accused of touching a minor, and there's a lawsuit on this man. You hear me? 20 million damn near. You hear me? What's up, Judge Wood? Fat Joe is being accused of touching a minor. Like, first of all, think about it, fam. Like, how the fuck would you be accused of touching a minor if you ain't touching no minor? Like, why somebody would play with your name like that? Like, why would somebody play with your name like that? You feel me? Like Joey Crack. This Joey Crack. This is Fat Joe from the Bronx. Whatever the fuck. Yeah, yeah. Fat Joe is being accused of touching a minor. So think about it. If he can be accused of touching a minor and it's a lawsuit against him, this shit ain't just started. And then they bringing up Rock Nation. Think about it for a second. We really didn't hear from Fat Joe until like a couple years ago when he was going live on Instagram and YouTube when he was saying yesterday's price is not today's price. How many of y'all know that shit? When Fat Joe came back outside, because a lot of like them old niggas, like they ain't outside unless they doing some big shit, right? Fat Joe had did a live and he started just doing lives. And he started talking at yesterday's price is not today's price. And then remember when they was doing verses and shit, Timbaland and who the fuck was that? Yeah, Judge Wood. You know what I'm talking about? Timbaland and Swiss Beats started the verses. And then they had got Fat Joe to host the verses a couple times because Fat Joe was really like creating his own channel, his own following, his own people, right? So then all of a sudden, you see Fat Joe on like big shit, like crazy shit. Like, oh my God, what the fuck is that type of shit? He like that. You know what I mean? And you ain't even really heard from Fat Joe. He older. He ain't really made no music. Remy Ma, you know, Remy Ma get out of jail. They riding her wave, all of that shit. So he ain't really did nothing really for self, but like create that channel or create that live following at that time. That was like 2 years ago. Or like, it was literally like 2 years ago. All of a sudden, this nigga is like he basically all of a sudden was in like the front of a lot of shit. What Judge would say Fat Joe basically was the hype man for the verses, right? Because they had him host a couple of those verses. The point I'm making is that when he created his own lane live and then people started to see it, they started signing this nigga up for a lot of shit. You heard me? And then all of a sudden, you started seeing him on bigger situations. You know what I mean? Like Fat Joe name just coming up. Fat Joe this, Fat Joe that, Fat Joe. Like you started seeing his name pop up, right? And then all of a sudden, he doing concerts with Remy Ma just getting out of jail. And they doing lean back to every that was like a whole fucking summer. Lean back with Remy Ma when she got out of jail. Then Remy Ma doing her own thing with Papoose. That shit blow up, as everybody knows, because he started with Clarissa Shields, whatever, the boxer. And then Fat Joe just slowly kind of like declined. Quietly, right? And then all of a sudden now we are getting accusations publicly about Fat Joe fucking with a minor. And he's being sued. Also, plus, this man having to do with murder for hire type of shit against other rappers. Like 50 Cent, DMX, and more. The point I'm making is, this is Fat Joe. That lets you know further that this shit been going on for a long motherfucking time. So something is happening where they're just allowing these artists or these rappers to be exposed. It's getting deep, fam. It's getting deep, fam. Hit that like button. We in here. It's getting deep, fam. Something is going on that's allowing this information to surface to the top. And people like Fat Joe, we didn't expect that. So let's keep going.
And he's saying that this happened in New York, Florida, California, Nevada, and internationally, right? Now he said he alleges that they transported minors for coerced sex under false pretenses.
Okay, the lawyer is alleging that Fat Joe and them coerced minors for sexual reasons. The fuck is we talking about here? Let's keep going.
Now it goes on. Number 10, he says commercial fraud, right? Now it says that Fat Joe, he's alleging that Fat Joe and accountant Doe, who hasn't been named, that this was done in the Bronx, New York. He says fraudulent sneaker resale and chargeback schemes is what he says. He's alleging. Number 11, he's alleging tax evasion and money laundering. Now, he's accusing Fat Joe, accountant Doe, and Erica Moria of that. And he's claiming that happened in New York, New Jersey, Florida, and internationally, right? Now, let's get to this, right?
What?
He says, under shell companies and fake filings to hide income.
That ain't making no sense. Talking about under state properties type of shit. What? That's some control shit.
Right? Now, number 12, he alleges public use of catch-up code. Now, he blames that on Fat Joe. And he says that was publicly recorded. He says confirmed violent slang term for stabbings during public interview. Now, I have to say this one more time. The attorney that is bringing this case, and he has a right to defend himself in this situation, his name is Tyrone Blackburn. He is under major heat because Brianna Bowman, in the court of law, claimed that she fired him as an attorney because she claimed that he lied in allegations for her in a lawsuit that she was filing against Diddy. So this has to be put out there. Now, again, Tyrone Blackburn has a right to speak his side of that. I haven't heard his side of it. I haven't heard him speak anything. But that must be put out there because that was stated in open court in a federal case, in the Sean Diddy Combs case, right? So take it as you may. Number 13, PPP loan fraud is he's accused them of. Now,
Let me tell you something, man. Listen, let me tell you something, man. Tell you something, fam. Tell you something right now. You can always control the narrative and control the situation depending on your power. Let's be real. Let's be real, fam. We ain't finna talk shit. Let's be real. You can always control the situation depending on your power. Like if you in position at your job, you know that position holds power for you to be able to control everybody involved, right? So when we talking about, it's a more difference when we talking about being able to control what we can't, okay? Because when we use the word coerced, that plays a role about being able to say, hey, I can make this person do what I want them to do. Okay. Now, we all know in this world, how many people know right now that you can make this call and make this person do this right now? Because of that, we know that everything is just basically based on that word coerced. In the position of people having power, or the position of people being trying to get power, or people like entertainers or things like that, bro, you can't do nothing but coerce them into whatever you want them to do, because one, they don't know what they're doing. Two, they ain't never been a part of that shit. And then on top of that, you have to understand the reason why they're using that term coerced. They're using that term in the manner of saying, hey, this person was ushered or used or insisted or helped in a manner that says you had everything to do with what they were doing. That's what they're trying to use the word coerced as. So when we look up coerced, we have to understand what the meaning is first, before we just say, hey, it means this person was assisting these people so much, or they was coerced so much that they did it based on those things. And you have to understand, that's a real word. Ain't nobody make the word up, fam. So we're not finna sit in here and act like people made up coerced. Nobody made it up. Okay, that's a real word. Let me know how you would use the word coerced if you don't agree with how the lawyers and the and the lawsuits against these people are using the word coerced. Let me know how you would use the word coerced. Fam say, Judge Wu say they're using the spirit of the word incorrectly. He says you better stay away from Blackburn because he's about to get sued from Diddy. Judge Wood said, the problem I have with that is because we do that to our wives or girlfriends all the time when they don't have sex we talk to them into it anyway. See, that's the difference, bro. This is the difference. Let me explain a difference of a person saying, hey, talking them into something, and then actually brainwashing them into it. Okay? Because being coerced into something is being ushered, being insisted, being assisted, being gathered into it. Meaning like they can press you is what coerced mean. See, coerced mean that it takes more of a process. It's a process to programming a person into something than it is then saying, hey, you want to, if you have to pressure someone to do something you want them to do, then that means that it needs not to be done. Because basically, you don't have it in you for them to do it on your own. You have to coerce them. You have to train them. You have to groom them. You have to press them in a certain manner that makes them feel as if you're talking programming. I mean, that's a real thing. Because at this point, you just seem like you're programming someone when you coerce them. You know what I mean? You continuously say, hey, I'm the one that says, hey, if this person feels some type of way, you know what to say. If this person looks like a certain way, you know what to say. If this person is uncomfortable with whatever that situation is, you know what to say to coerce them into a better place for them to be comfortable. These are the charges. These are the situations. Coercing a person into something. There's a difference to coerce a person than to persuade, or then coerce a person than to say, hey, I just told them about it and let them make their own decision. No. Coercing is even more as an organizational movement that says, hey, we're training this person. We're grooming this person. We're making sure this person knows what it is before we even have to tell them what it ain't. That's what coercion is. Coercion is a process. You understand? It's more to coercing someone than it is just telling them something. That's the seriousness of it, family. We don't get to sit here and act like Diddy didn't coerce a person. Tyler Perry didn't coerce anyone. Kevin Spacey didn't coerce anyone. I mean, these people really coerced a lot within the movement. It's not like they just chose to step outside on some crazy shit. When you coerce a person, that means that you are training their brain to the liking of who you are and what you represent and what you continues to say, hey, this is what's going to be with this person continuously. So you can coerce them into anything. You can coerce them into anything. We're not going to talk like coercion is something like, oh my God, it's so fucking bad. It's the worst. Because at that point, you have mind control over someone, emotional distress over someone, which can cause physical distress against someone. So we have to understand what we're talking about here, family. We're talking about coercing somebody into something or coercing them out of something, and yet the powers that be would allow them to play that game with people. Let's keep going.
Counting dope. Now he claims this happened in New York, New Jersey, and in Florida. He says secure relief funds under false business pretenses via sneaker addict touring is what he said. Also, number 14, he says unauthorized legal practice. Now he blames that on Erica and Fat Joe. Now he said that happened in Florida and in New York. Now he said file
What?
shell company documents while unlicensed to practice law. Number 15. Now he says
What?
structuring laundering via shell something. So he says he puts that on Fat Joe, Erica, and Accountant Doe. Now he said that happened in New York, New Jersey, Florida, and international. Now he's saying he's alleging that they use nominee entities to obscure ownership of enterprise income. Number 16, wage theft and coercion. Says Fat Joe, Accountant Doe, New York, New Jersey, Florida, international. He's alleging that they paid the plaintiff off the books, inflated IRS filings, and suppressed real income. Right? Now let's keep going. Number 17, assault of Dre. Right? Now he claims that that's on Fat Joe and Pistol Pete, and that happened in Miami, Florida, allegedly. Now, he's alleging that they ordered physical assault of a music producer to intimidate the industry collaborators. Now,
What?
I think that might be the guy they talk about when they say Cool and Drake. The producers, I think he's talking.
Okay, so Cool and Dre was some producers that worked for Fat Joe back in the day when we was coming up with the music. Very talented two brothers. Just you could tell their significant sound from other producers when they was putting out music. You know what I'm saying? So in this case, we're talking about right now that these people are trying to find themselves talking or snitching on Fat Joe. Again, you already know what it is, family. Dilla T. This is no filters. Hit that, smash that like button, family. For real, I appreciate it. It's all love. We getting into this situation about Fat Joe, Pistol Pete, Rock Nation accused of RICO. You understand? Sex crimes and more. Let's keep going.
About the Drake. Now again, Fat Joe and all these people are innocent unless proven guilty. And once again, I have to say this again. The lawyer that has brought this lawsuit, Tyrone Blackburn, I do not know him. He's been in a lot of these lawsuits. Tyrone Blackburn, a couple weeks ago in open court.
How much money do you think you
Couple weeks ago, and oh man, listen, man, Tyrone Blackburn, you need to understand who he is.
In the Diddy case, by Brianna Bungolan, she went up there and stated that she fired him because she claims that Tyrone Blackburn lied fired him and got new representation. That was stated in open court.
What was the point of saying
It
that?
has to be stated. I think that people have to take that into equation because everybody was like, damn, Diddy did this there, Diddy. And she says no. She says Diddy hung her over the balcony, but she also said that Diddy did not sexually assault her. And she said that Tyrone Blackburn put that in the lawsuit without her, you know what I'm saying, permission. And she says that's why she fired him. So people need to understand, while we saying this, people need to understand this stuff because we have to be fair on the reporting. I don't know Tyrone Blackburn. Never spoke with him the day before in my life. Haven't heard anything from him. Haven't heard him speak about that situation. But that has to be put out there. I'm going to say it again. It has to be put out there. These are all facts. It has to be put out there. Because she stated that in open court. Right? So, let's keep going. Right? So, number 19, he says online threats. Right? Oh, excuse me, he says money laundering via UPNYC. And he blames Fat Joe, right? JB, and Accountant Doe. And he said that happened in the Bronx, New York, right? Now, they said cashed out illegal funds, ghost payroll, luxury displays, and cash structuring is what he's accused of. He's accused him of. Number 19, he's also saying online threats and intimidation. Now, he's accusing Fat Joe, Pistol Pete, and Rich Player. And he said this happened online and in New York. Now, he says that he sent coded threats via, right, burner accounts to obstruct legal filings. Now, number 20, he's alleging ghost contracts and royalty fraud, where he's saying Fat Joe, music producer, Doe, who has been unnamed, in New York and California, fabricated split sheets to remove plaintiff from song ownership credits. Now, also, number 21, he's accused them of forced exhibitionism and sexual degradation, right? Basically degrading himself sexually. Now, he blames that on Fat Joe, JB, and Pistol Pete. Now, he says that happens in New York, Florida, and internationally. Now, he alleges that they forced the plaintiff into group sex, voyeurism, which that's homosexuality pretty much, and public humiliation. Now, also, number 22, he's accusing them of wire fraud, tax fraud, and coercive wage theft status violated. Now, he's saying this is in New York, Florida, Jersey, and internationally. Now, he's alleging that from 2017 onward, that Rock Nation and BDO, under Fat Joe's discretion, misclassified his labor to evade taxes, suppress rights, and enforce, right? And so these are all the things that he's let. Now it continues to go on. Forced economic control while profited from the scheme, right? So he's accused Rock Nation of that too. He's also, number 23, is accusing of structuring wire fraud and laundering of enterprise proceeds through layered bank accounts. Now, he's accusing Fat Joe, Rock Nation, BDO, Subdale United Bank, in New York, Florida, New Jersey, and internationally of these crimes. Now, he says from 2016 to 2024, the enterprise used multiple, right, Subdale accounts to launder proceeds from forced labor and fraud, routing funds through shell companies under BDO's oversight for Rock Nation. Man, this is big shit right here, man. This is big problems right here, bro. Allegations. I'm going to say these are major allegations, bro. And again, all these parties are innocent unless proven guilty. Point blank, period.
Early on, we started doing a few videos.
Who is we?
Dimensional. didn't think the camera was running. I told them I put myself through college selling shoes. I was a commission salesman. There was a huge incentive to make a sale. But when I went home at night, I wanted to feel good about myself. Women would ask, how did this shoe look on? And I would tell them, I don't think it's your best look. I mean, you don't have to say, oh, give me a break, that's awful. No, you learn how to say it, nicely. People, when they get out of school, they think that you have to shade things. You have to lie. You have to lie. My experience has been just the opposite. And I learned that from selling shoes. It's influenced my whole career, particularly at Dimensional. It's this belief system that we have about how markets work and how investing works. Before the 1960s, that point of view was never expressed anywhere. Total paradigm shift in the way we approach finance and investing. If you look at leading academics, one of the overwhelming characteristics is the pursuit of truth, being honest with what you know and what you don't know. If you look at financial pages and listen to financial news every day, everything is chaotic. There's nothing systematic going on.
That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
There is an underlying order to all this chaos.
Another one, 24. Payroll fraud, tax misclassification, and coercive financial structuring status violated. Now,
Tax fraud.
Fat Joe Cartagena, Rock Nation, and BDO. Now,
Let's bring that back so y'all, for the people in the back that didn't hear it.
Another one, 24. Payroll fraud.
Payroll fraud.
Tax
Tax
misclassification.
misclassification.
Coercive financial structuring.
And coercing people to get that bag.
Now, he blames that on
See, stop talking shit in the stop talking shit in the chat. If niggas is being coerced, let it be what it is. But stop saying they using the word for coerced. That's the word all fucking year, coerced. Diddy coercing, Tyler Perry coercing, Fat Joe coercing, Rock Nation coercing. Who they coercing? Megan Thee Stallion, Haley Bailey, and many more. The point that we making though is we can't say that the word coercion is being used out of text, okay? Because that word is basically saying, yo, they're training and teaching people on how to continue to use their powers, for this and that. Like we went over the other night, the word and the phrase is quid pro quo. Let me say it again for the niggas in the back. The word is used as quid pro quo. Quid pro quo in Latin means this for that. Tyler Perry is being accused for this same situation. And it's funny to me that it started with Diddy, but then it went Tyler Perry, and now it's going Fat Joe. For those that don't know Fat Joe is a rapper. That nigga been around for years. He's been around as long as fucking Jay-Z and them, as Diddy and them. So to me, he's fully aware of everything he's been doing and how he's been moving. Can't nobody be like, oh, you know, Fat Joe don't nobody, people just accusing Fat Joe of shit. Fat Joe been around as long as Diddy and Jay-Z. So this is not a coincidence, okay? If somebody can say that you've been fucking with kids, or you've been touching kids, or you've been touching kids, or you just seem like you fucking with kids, and they tell the world you been fucking with kids, nigga, you fucking with kids. Because why would somebody just say you fucking with kids? Fat Joe, why would somebody say you fucking with kids? Come on, man. Yeah, this 2025, nigga. If a nigga say you fucking with kids, somebody seen you fucking with kids. Or you did something that seemed like you fucking with kids. Nigga, see, that's what killed me, bro, because it's so many stories and so many articles and so much of this and that that continuously talks about these major niggas with these names fucking with minors. And ain't nobody alarmed about it. Nobody feels like, oh God, we need to go get guns and riot and start doing Mike Brown type of walks. You hear me, in St. Louis type shit, like protesting and shit. Like, I don't be understanding why we can hear about this, but react to that. Like, why we hearing about shit like niggas fucking with minors, but we not reacting to it? We not going to get the old gun in the closet. We not going to get the old gun up under the mattress. We not going to call fam for the heat and going to fire up everything. Because a nigga is saying these people are out here fucking with minors, nigga. To hear some Fat Joe fucking with minors, bro. I mean, he make hip hop look bad. He make rappers look bad. I mean, cause if you don't know who Fat Joe is out of New York, you know, he's the CEO of like Terror Squad. You know, Terror Squad is the label that Fat Joe runs. And he's been running that shit ever since his brother, R.I.P., has passed away. You feel me? So you got to understand, Fat Joe is one of those names that goes with hip hop. Fat Joe is one of those people in hip hop that made a mark in hip hop. So when you hear a nigga like that made a mark in hip hop, that made everybody ascend and make people want to rap and make people want to really be a part of that shit, fam. When you hear a name like that fucking with minors, I mean, you got to lose every piece of respect there is for this man. And for anybody that know this man. You got to lose every respect for him. Because if you don't lose the respect for him, or if you don't speak up about it, then that makes him or them think that it's okay. Hit that motherfucking like button, family. Because we talking real shit right now. If we don't make Fat Joe and Rock Nation and people like that think that it's not okay, they will think it's okay to be charged or alleged talk about dealing with minors. Nigga, where I come from a time where if we heard you was on that, we finna get on your ass on that bullshit. You understand me? If we heard you was on it, it's over for you. It's over for you, the nigga on the side of you, that nigga, and them niggas too. You understand? Where I come from. You don't get to hear that a nigga dealing with a minor and he's able to just be out here and still live and go to the restaurants, still go to the studio, still go to the award show, still go to the kick it meets, I don't give a fuck. Like, why are we, because there's people that live in New York that has heard Fat Joe is putting his hand on minors. And they ain't doing shit about it. But let that shit happen in St. Louis, nigga. Let us hear that a nigga with that power is dealing with minors. You think that nigga gonna walk around this motherfucker and get some Chinaman? Fuck is we talking about? Cause let me find out. Grown ass rapper over here fucking with minors and he in my city and we just alright with the shit. What? And he from here? Why would your name come out in an article that you're fucking with minors? I'll wait. Why would your name come out that you fucking with minors, nigga? Like, you know, today in this age and time, if somebody say something about you, nigga, oh shit. What we doing? That's what today is. Like today, if somebody say something about you, you can be discredited in 2 seconds. And don't be in a political position. Don't be in a powerful position. Don't be in a position where you can move the masses. Nigga, if a nigga say you fucking with minors or you gay or you out here doing something that's against all odds, you're done. And then you got to go reshape your whole life and career just to get back to what you started from. And people in Fat Joe, Diddy, Jay-Z, Tyler Perry, Kevin Spacey, look at all these names. That's like 5 fucking names I just named, my nigga. Like, we out here just chilling. Because why? We at the crib. We not billionaires. We not billionaires. We don't got all that money. We don't got all that fame. We don't got the lights, camera, action. But what we do have is a fucking voice. And the problem is that our voices are only heard on every social network to show what we're doing and how we're doing it. Ain't nobody's fucking voice waking up making a post saying Fat Joe just touched a minor. But what we are doing is waking up posting how we look today. We posting where we going today. We posting what we eating today. We posting how we look today. We posting who came around today. But let you hear on a Google article that Fat Joe just touched a minor and that nigga been trying to kill off rappers. Or that Tyler Perry is sexually harassing men that work for him. Or that Rock Nation is fully involved in a lot of cover-ups that has to do with men of pedophilia, touching minors. If Rock Nation name, like think about it, fam. If your name is tied into something that's like fucked up and degrading, why wouldn't you think that it's okay to keep representing those people? Rock Nation has to be held accountable because they're backing people that has put a nigga in prison that don't deserve to be in prison. That's keeping a man from seeing his child because of the Haley Bailey situation. And now we look at Fat Joe, and Fat Joe been around for years, nigga, decades. Decades. This further lets me know that it's a lot to uncover. And it continuously, like, think about it, bro. I keep saying this shit every time I talk to y'all. Like, this real shit. It's always it's always some more information being released or leaked today in 2025, 2024. Like, why is the information coming out like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just constantly just coming out, just running like a fucking faucet. That's how the information is coming out about these guys. And I'm trying to figure out this. Is this a part of the agenda? That we all of a sudden is starting to find out more and more about the people we knew was doing this shit but now it's coming out. Why is it that these people that's been doing this for years is being leaked now? I want to know why all of this shit going on with Diddy, Tyler Perry, Fat Joe is being leaked heavy now. Hell, if P. Diddy would have told us that he like men and women, and he like baby oil, and he like doing all these sex parties, and he like going crazy, we probably wouldn't look at him how we look at him right now. Because the humiliation of it is that we don't view P. Diddy like that. But I'm trying to figure out is why you just didn't say you was like that, nigga. You a billionaire. Billionaires can reach out and touch everything. They can reach out and touch somebody's hand. What's that song? Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can. Nigga, shut up. These niggas is out here reaching out and touching any and all. And we just sitting back hearing this shit and laughing at it. Oh, we sitting back and hearing it like, oh shit, they got Diddy. Oh shit, they got Tyler. Oh shit, now they got Fat Joe. Oh shit, Kevin Spacey. Oh shit, who else? But ain't nobody really speaking up. Like, nigga, every day you wake up and you make a post about like how you look, how you feel, what you did, what you ate, what you eat, where you going. Bitch, you should be making a fucking... You should be making a fucking post about these sick ass niggas that's in power. Because these same people, before they was in power, they was just like us. Average, living, working every day, paying bills. Check by check, whatever the case may be. Motherfucker, they was just not superstars. They was just regular people. So there's nothing that's making me feel some type of way about saying Tyler Perry need to be locked the fuck up. Diddy need to be locked the fuck up. Fat Joe need to be locked the fuck up. Who else putting hands on minors and keeping people from seeing their best? See, these people are keeping people from being their best them. You understand? Anytime that you can control someone's career, you're keeping someone from being the best that they can be. And you should be really ashamed of yourself, because anytime that you have to stop someone else for you to become something, you ain't shit, nigga. Let me say it again for the niggas in the back. Anytime you gotta stop somebody else's party for you to have fun, you ain't shit. And I don't give a fuck what you talking about, nigga. Type in the comments if you feel some type of way, bitch. Anytime you gotta stop somebody else's party for you to have your own, you ain't shit, nigga. You hear me? You don't come from, like, you not one of them people that was really like them. Like, you don't get to say I'm him. Because for you to say I'm him, that means that everything crazy can be going on around you, but you still have your own position. You still can rise without somebody else falling. Hear me? If you can't rise without somebody else falling just to see your shine, nigga, you was never made for the light. You understand me, my nigga? You was never made for the light. If you can't shine, let me get it right. If you can't shine without dimming someone else's light, you're nothing, nigga. You're nothing. You will never be nothing. Because Diddy is a prime example, and like Jay-Z, these people are prime examples of having to dim someone else's light for them to shine. They are the prime example of people having to dim someone else's light just to see your spark or see your little shine. Nigga, you should be ashamed of yourself. If you can't find your own lane, if you can't find your own highway, because let me tell you something. Some people have a highway because they got different lanes on their own highway. Do you have a highway where you got different lanes that you can keep pursuing and keep going far and keep going? Do you have that highway, or do you just have a lane, my nigga, where you only shine in that lane because that's your lane? And that's not bad because that's your lane. That's your lane. Be okay with your lane. If you're not okay with your lane, make another lane. If you're not okay with that, make another lane. Make another lane. And for you know it, you got your own fucking highway to get where the fuck you want to go. I don't think people understand the psychology of everything, of how life really works. You understand what I'm saying, my niggas? Like, for real. If you don't have a lane, create your own lane. If you don't have a highway, create your highway. But you can only do it lane by lane. So you have to find your lane. And then you're going to find that lane. And at some point, you're going to overachieve that lane. You're going to overspeed that lane. So that means you're going to have to get over into another lane. Okay? And at that point, you're going to have to get over into that lane. Now, that lane could possibly be something you ain't never done. Are you going to adjust to it, or are you going to make it your lane? Because at that point, you go from this lane to this lane, and now you got 2 lanes. That's all operational by yourself. And then you make another lane. And now you got your own fucking highway and 3 lanes to get that bag, whether that's entrepreneurship, the job, and hustling. That's all of your lanes. That's nobody else's lane. That's all your fucking lanes. You understand? That is what's going on today. We have to have our own lane, and we have to have our own voice. And if we don't speak up about these guys that continuously come out for touching our kids, see, like all the kids is our kids. You understand? All the kids are our kids. We all have a voice when it comes to the kids. See, you ain't got to have a voice for me. I ain't got to have a voice for you. You ain't got to have a voice for another nigga on this chat. You ain't got to have a voice for another motherfucker that's in this right now, that's on this channel. You ain't got to have a voice for them. But I assure that you need to have a voice for the kids, because the kids don't really have a voice. And there's a time where I might not be around and my kids having fun and somebody else is around. You must have a fucking voice to protect our kids, bro. Because right now you got people like Fat Joe. Fat Joe? Who the fuck thought it would have been Fat Joe? I mean, come on, bro. If it's Fat Joe fucking with minors, who the fuck else is fucking with minors? I'll wait. You can't really fathom. I mean, now that people like Fat Joe has come out, like at this point, they like Diddy and Fat Joe, they make New York look bad, my niggas. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. Y'all's New York look bad, nigga. Y'all look bad, nigga. Fat Joe, Diddy, these some of the biggest names representing New York. Y'all look sick, nigga. Y'all look like a bunch of fucking pervs. Pedophiles, nigga. You understand? I'm from St. Louis, nigga. Let's get that shit right quick. 3, 1, 4. You understand? We don't play that shit here, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? We hear about a nigga playing with a minor, he gonna get his motherfucking ass dumped off somewhere where nobody else would ever hear about his body again and his breath. We're not playing that shit here. So to me, New York need to stand the fuck up and say something about this bullshit going on with their own people. Huh? New York need to stand the fuck up and get in front of this, dog. Because you got Diddy in New York at a court case talking about he fucking with everything under the sun. Then you got Fat Joe talking about he fucking with minors and he finna be sued. Respectfully. Whether it's Midwest or West Coast, nigga, shout out to all of that. But I just want y'all to understand, dog, if we don't have a voice for this situation, who will? We just gonna allow this shit to keep hearing it? Okay, so everybody gonna go to sleep, wake up, and then hear about some new shit. Think about it, bro. We went to sleep, woke up, and heard Fat Joe was fucking with minors the next day. Like, what? When do we start talking about this shit get real? Why is Fat Joe talking about he fucking with minors? And then you know what else is sick? People still love Fat Joe. Bro, if we allow these people to praise people like Fat Joe that's being accused for fucking with minors, nigga, why would they be saying you fucking with minors? And then Fat Joe ain't came out and said shit. See, this the shit I be talking about. Because you be having people like Tyler Perry, Jay-Z, all these people come out and don't say nothing. They can be accused for the worst shit possible. And they don't come out and say shit. But then the people are the only ones that's creating the narrative and the situation about it. So we running around looking like dumbasses, trying to create the narrative and push the narrative because we like, damn, homie, why is you being accused of fucking with minors? Like, nigga, you ain't, like, why is you being accused of fucking with minors? You think we don't believe that shit at this point? If we hear that you fucking with minors, we believe it because we ain't never heard Fat Joe name came up talking about he fucking with minors, bro. Think about it. How many decades Fat Joe been here? We ain't never heard no shit like that. How do you not think that's the truth? Pano say, Jay-Z, Fat Joe, they are nowhere, homie. Let me tell you something, partner. I never said they was anywhere. But it's just the fact that they're all being accused of fucking with minors. All being accused of coercing people. All being accused of controlling and abusing their power. All being accused of being a hazard to the environment. And we just sitting here okay with the shit. We just sitting here okay with the shit. Why the fuck ain't nobody said nothing? Created y'all text that y'all be texting when you wake up and be like, I look good. Let me post that to Facebook. Why the fuck y'all ain't waking up like, Fat Joe just touched a minor. He need to be locked up. Motherfucker, that need to be your next post, bitch. Think about it. That need to be your next post. Y'all posting about everything that don't matter. But in the last days and everything that's going on, you know what matters. It's up to us to be able to bury these niggas that continue to come for us and to come for our kids and our people. People that have come actors, entertainers, rappers, all of that. These people deserve a chance to be on the big screen. These people have been through a lot to get where they are. And if they allow a gatekeeper like Diddy to sit there and abuse them, or people like Tyler Perry to abuse them, or people like Fat Joe that can say, hey, if you don't do what I want you to do, or if you don't do what I tell you to do, you'll never have a job in Hollywood. If you don't do what I want you to do, I'm going to blackball your ass and nobody will never hire you. Point I'm making is, we have heard this shit so much. Why are we not doing something about it, fam? Are we scared of these people? Are we frightened of these people? Are we worried about these people doing something to us? If we speak and if we march, if we take a stand, if we as a whole, as a body of people, break these niggas down in that bullshit, cause how they coming. If we don't break them down, fam, we don't get nowhere. Because we continue to allow these people to keep us held in bondage. Because we want the deal. We want the new, we want to be the new actor, the new athlete, the new music position, production, the new engineer. We want to be these new situations, but we can't because we have people like this that says, hey, quid pro quo. Let me say it again. Quid pro quo. And that means in Latin, this for that. Meaning, I'm going to do this for you if you do that for me. That is the exact situation that has been going on with people like Tyler Perry, Diddy, and now we got Fat Joe. And now Fat Joe is being accused of coercing people, controlling people, and trying to make these people do what he wants them to do because of his name, solely because of his name. Because Fat Joe ain't done shit at all, nigga. Let's be real. Fat Joe ain't done shit. His old ass ain't on shit and ain't did shit. Remy Ma got out of jail and they started doing that song Lean Back 1,000 fucking times. You understand, dog? What's up, Vikings fam? I see you in here. Shout out to you. That like button is love. You know what it is, Viking. I'm just telling them about how Fat Joe really ain't shit. The boy ain't done shit. Boy ain't been nowhere. The boy ain't got no money. Boy ain't been doing nothing. And all the money he making is off other people for him to live. So it's like the fact that this coming out that he has, I mean, he's being humiliated, and the fact that he is fucking with minors, nigga, he's done. He through. There's nothing to be said no more. And for him to be around this long in this world, as well as Diddy, now fuck all that almost. I believe what I'm hearing. What we say, if it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a fucking duck. Because these people understand that Fat Joe has to do things for him to be in power. Let me bring that back for the niggas in the back. Let me say that again for the niggas in the back. Fat Joe knows he has to do certain things for him to be in power and stay in power. You understand? Look at him. He's 40-something. And we talking about music, being famous, people just knowing you popping. Nah, nigga. No. You ain't doing shit. So now that this is coming out about him, I wonder who is leaking all this information. Because some people feel like that Tyler Perry's lawsuit was a leak. Somebody planted Dirk, the white boy that worked for the Oval Office series. They feel like somebody planted him there. Instead of saying that, Tyler Perry been flirting and trying to sexually harass all of those people in there, and he came across the wrong one. And that white boy lit his ass up, suing him for $260 million and want him to do Fed time with federal charges. And this is all over some text messages and some, if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm gonna get rid of you on my movie or on my series or any of that. This world has definitely changed the outlook on how you want to become something in your life. Why? Because the gatekeepers are the ones that's keeping your ass at home and keeping me in a position to make sure this is no filters. Because they don't have they have all the power to keep us at bay. They have all the power to keep us doing a certain thing. But they do not have the power for you to open up your fucking mouth and speak up when we hear about billionaires or famous people touching minors. Billionaires or famous people sexually harassing people. Shout out to Ice Cube. He knows. And he spoke up. See, that's another reason why you don't see Ice Cube like that. You understand? See, real niggas that move in silence is real G's move in silence. I come from that term. Real gangsters move in silence. So let's get right. Why would we not think? Why would we not think that everything that's coming out is really a bigger agenda? I ain't gonna stunt, fam. I'm gonna be real with you. I think all of this, like, follow me, y'all. Follow me, fam. Follow me. Like, y'all with me, hit that like button, for real. I'm finna tell y'all some real shit that I think really going on, for real. I really feel like, for real, stay with me, family. I really feel like they are leaking all this information for us to get comfortable in the eyes. Because something they're about to do is gonna hit our eyes a different way. You heard me? And think about it. When you see something in a movie that's crazy, if we see that same shit in reality, like at the crib or like in public or something, we not gonna look at like, oh my God, niggas is going crazy. Oh my God, what the fuck is that? No. If we see that same shit now or in a movie, we're gonna become comfortable. Why? Because we've seen it. It becomes something that we, on our eyes, we're okay with. Okay? So, to see some weird shit happening and our eyes never seen it or knows of it, we gonna react how we did when we seen Will Smith in that movie, I, Robot. If we able to see robots attached to humans, or like I told fam again, you can see one person with a titanium arm, or like a robotic arm, or a robotic leg, or like one robotic leg, one robotic arm. That's okay. But if we was to see a person with 1, 2, 3, 4 robotic arms and legs, we'll be fucked up. So it's a big deal to understand. When we see something with our eyes, it becomes comfortable to our soul. It becomes comfortable to us. So when some shit happens and we see it again, we're gonna be so okay with it because we've already seen it before. See, that's the whole point. You gotta understand. It's called comfortability. If we already seen it before, then what is the excitement of seeing it the next time? It has to make some type of sense. It has to mean something in the heart for it to mean something the next time if you've already been there, depending on what it is. So I'm only saying that to say, if we see some weird shit in our eyes, or we heard some weird shit in our ears, when we actually see the real thing or hear the real thing, fam, we not going crazy. We not like, oh my God, what the fuck? We not doing none of that. We mainly just like, oh shit, I think we act calm. I'm gonna be real. Like, how many of y'all have seen shit already and know what's up, and just when you hear about something, it's like you just gonna kind of stay in your element. You know what I mean? Like you ain't even pressed. You just like shit. I heard about this and that, so I'm just cool. Like that's a big deal, bro. If we don't see the shit already, we don't really adjust to it. If we didn't see robots in movies, we wouldn't feel okay with robots now. What? Everything they want us to see, everything they want us to get hip to, they want us to adjust to that shit now. Panus M said, you mean they are preparing our minds and the fake situation so we don't have to. Oh, that's sad. Fam said, you mean they are preparing our minds with the fake situation so we don't have to the deal feeling when we meet it in reality? That is exactly what I'm saying. I want you to understand how much that the mind can be programmed subconsciously without directly programming it. Because you can just plant little seeds in the mind. You hear me? You could just plant little seeds in the mind. And then the mind is just gonna advance the watering. It's gonna advance the whole extra growth. It's gonna advance the thoughts that can go into it. It's gonna advance everything that can go into that seed being planted. So you have to understand when you see it that they're preparing our minds for the fake situations so they don't have the real feeling when we meet it in reality. No, I want you to know, if you go look at a movie right now and you see some alien shit, transformer shit, crazy shit that you ain't never seen in your life, and then tap back into reality, regular living, and then see that same shit, you're gonna be comfortable because you already seen it on the biggest picture you could ever see it in your life. You understand what I'm saying? That is why we're being prepared a different way. That is why they are choosing to control the masses in the manner of which they want to control us. They have to show us the shit first before they actually do it. You know how much shit we done seen before we actually seen like September 11th or all of these other situations that came about? You know how many times we seen some shit before that shit happened? Like, so from when it actually happens, so when that shit happens, nobody's like, oh my God, I can't believe it happened. What the fuck? Like, really? Why, nigga? What the? Nobody's acting like that when things happen. Why? Because again, we've seen it already on a fucking movie. We've seen it already on a fucking play. We've seen it already on a sitcom. It's just the fact that we've seen these things already, that when we do see weird shit, we don't call it like it is. We don't feel no type of way. We don't be like, oh, no, fuck that. Tyler Perry, gay ass touching men and sexually harassing them. We about to pull up and smack the shit out this nigga. Nobody's doing that. Oh, shit, Fat Joe, you touching minors? Oh, Fat Joe, you fucking with niggas? Cool, all right. Smack shit out his dumb ass. Fuck is we talking about? Yeah, they deserve it. Oh, did he? Oh, okay. Yeah, you over there playing with people. You over there holding people against their will. You over there fucking with minors. You on? smack the shit out of Diddy. Fuck is we talking about? These niggas need the skin and the breath smack the shit out of them. Some of these niggas need to just be shot. Accusations about fucking with minors. Fucking sickos. Fuck wrong with y'all? I'm telling you. Fat Joe, you a fucking disgrace, nigga. You should be ashamed of yourself. Fat Joe. But you know what? He been doing it. It just came out now. Fat Joe been on that shit. It just came out now. Let's keep going.
Nation and BDO. Now he says since 2017, Rock Nation and BDO under false W-2s and 1090 filings, right? Just to suppress the plaintiff's labor rights, laundering payments through shell entities and
What?
accounts to conceal the enterprise coercion, right? It goes on. Next one. Now, it says the overview of what they're saying the enterprise is.
Heard
So
his messages.
they're saying this is a criminal enterprise. So they're saying that enterprise, the leader, they're saying is Joseph Fat Joe Cartagena, Fat Joe, right? And they call him AKA the Dirk, AKA the Don. Now, it says role within the enterprise.
I heard you, Pat News.
Fat Joe's role in the enterprise was directing all racketeering activity, issued orders for violence,
What?
handled revenue, coordinated intimidation, and creative theft. Now it goes on to Erica Juliana Maria. Now, they say she was a legal representative unauthorized to practice law in the state of Florida. Now, they say and they allege her role was file fraudulent corporate documents, engage in unauthorized practice of law, and establish shell corporations to conceal illicit funds. Also, they're naming Azaya Cartagena. Now, they're saying that this is Fat Joe's daughter, and they're saying that Fat Joe's daughter is a co-conspirator. Now, they're alleging that her role was nominal owner of shell entities. Azira LLC obscures Fat Joe's actual ownership and control to evade liabilities, is what he's claiming.
Oh my God. Hold up. Let's get right. Hold up. They just said that Fat Joe's daughter could be a part of this lawsuit. That boy done brung his motherfucking daughter into this situation. You hear me? Fat Joe's daughter could be brought into this situation. So that means he didn't care about his daughter at all. Because they knew the risk. Think about it. They knew the risk. The risk is, today, him being exposed for touching minors. So let me know why I'm tripping when we talking about people like this that don't deserve to be in the position they in. Panu say, yo, when you are a millionaire in this world, your crime is not the same as to be a normal human. I agree. Why? Because of the money. It's always been because of the money. If I'm a billionaire, a speeding ticket don't come to me. But if I'm an average regular person, I'm gonna get a speeding ticket. That's how life works. I know what's up, family. And shout out to you for putting it out there. So we have to understand what we're talking about again. Fat Joe being sued. Fat Joe, the rapper? I mean, this y'all gotta start saying something, man. Like y'all gotta start saying something. Like, if it's another rapper that come out and say that they've been fucking with minors, bro, like y'all gonna say something, right? You can send me in the comment, man. You need to type FAM. You need to type yes. That you will say something to Fat Joe. I don't give a fuck if it's Twitter. I don't give a fuck what the situation is. Somebody need to speak the fuck up to Fat Joe. They need to let him know you don't get to touch minors and still walk the streets of New York. Period. You don't get to walk around like you cool, nigga. You been fucking with minors. Fat Joe should be canceled everywhere. His motherfucking, his concerts, whatever's going on with Fat Joe, it should be buried, canceled. That's it. The fact that you a millionaire in this world, it means a lot. Let's be real, family. It means a lot to be a millionaire, in this world. But if it's to the expense or the cost, it's just not, it's not okay. It's not okay. I don't appreciate this shit with y'all being able to let Fat Joe get these accusations and ain't nobody attacking this nigga page or attacking this nigga period about, bitch, we just heard you fucking with minors. See, we can hear about baby oil, sex trafficking, all of that. It's too much. And it hits me different, man, because I think there's a lot of people that just ain't taking this shit serious. You know what I'm saying? And I'm taking this shit serious. We taking this shit serious. Shout out to Ticket TV. You know what I mean? That's my dog. The content is so real because Ticket take this shit so motherfucking serious. He understand that we will not allow people that's against our kids, people that's against us as men, us as against women, us as a human race, period. We won't allow people to abuse, degrade, discredit, disrespect. We won't allow it. We won't have it. And this is a blessing because at the end of the day, this is no filters. We don't give a fuck about how you feel. So when I talk, I don't give a fuck how you feel. Whatever goes on over here in my space is my space. You understand what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck how you feel about whatever's going on in your space is your space, and whatever's going on in my space is my space. So my point in making that is that this is no filters. We don't give a fuck about none of that shit niggas feel like. You understand? The support is real. The love is real. The fam is real. The family is real. FAM is in here. For those that feel me and rock with me, Dilla T, I need y'all to type FAM. Because the world need to know that we been real. We been together. This how we moving. We will not allow people like P. Diddy, Tyler Perry, Fat Joe, Rock Nation, Jay-Z to continue to operate in the manner that they've been operating in. We won't allow it. What's up, Candid? Cliff? We won't allow it. We won't allow it. And I need people to stand with me, no filters, Dilla T, because we won't allow it. If Diddy, if Tyler Perry, and if Fat Joe, y'all want to fuck with kids and be sexually harassing people and having to get sued about it, Diddy and Tyler Perry should just come out and say that they like men. And that's it. But the fact that they didn't, it's got us looking at them like they fucked up. And then when I go back to that Oprah Winfrey interview that she had with Tyler Perry talking about him being abused as a kid and all this shit, he ain't saying nothing. The point that we making is that shit was for us to know that Tyler Perry do like men. That is what those interviews was about, bro. That man like men. That's fucking terrible. And now we got Fat Joe, a nigga that represent hip hop, a nigga that represent music, a nigga that represent New York, the Big Apple, a man that represents everything about rap culture, bro. And he being accused of putting his hands on a minor, touching a minor. You can't tell me that ain't been going on for a long time. You can't tell me that these motherfuckers ain't been doing this for shit, half of their or even more than their whole career. I'm really fucked up about that, man. And I think I'm tired because I just ain't got the support that I feel like I need. And I need the people that understand that we need to come against these people in articles, in social media, in YouTube, in every platform that you have yourself. We need to be speaking about Fat Joe touching minors. We need to be speaking about Tyler Perry sexually harassing men. We need to be speaking about Diddy never being free because this man allows himself to control people, blackball people, and then make people feel like that they have no chance in the earth if it ain't through him. We got to speak about them because these are gatekeepers. And these are people that are going to keep you from getting through that gate that gets you where you need to be. And if you don't have a voice for that, then it's like, damn, you just sitting back saying nothing but just commenting at home. You just be like, oh, man, that's fucked up what Diddy did today. And y'all just sit there and laugh at home. But then you hear Fat Joe touching minors. Are you at home laughing? Or are you like, oh, damn, well, thank God it ain't my kids? Are you really saying that to yourself? Do you all really feel that type of way? When something comes up, do you feel like, damn, thank God it didn't happen to me? And that's it. We have to have a voice for the dumb shit we keep fucking hearing in the news every day. Because if all you all do is roam and look for and drop into channels, but don't have a stance, you all don't have a voice, you all don't feel like there's something to say that says, hey, we need to be able to move the powers that be. You all don't feel that way? Fam says, when you're a millionaire in this world, your crime is not the same as to a normal human. I agree. If you're a millionaire, if you're a billionaire, you can do whatever the fuck you want and don't get locked up. But if you're a millionaire and a billionaire, your problem's gonna cost more than mine. Your fucking problems are gonna always be more than mine. Because you're a billionaire. More money, more problems. So you'll never be looked at it like that because, again, you're a billionaire. You got way more problems than me. So don't get it twisted, family, when we talking about problems. Shout out Viking. Viking back. I'm letting them know that a billionaire's or a millionaire's problems are more expensive than it is somebody that's less fortunate. Because again, they have more to lose. You understand? You understand, Candid? You understand? They have more to lose. So that's going to always be the biggest thing when you have more to lose. When we talk about the money, why would a billionaire have to deal with this and deal with that? See, a billionaire will always have more to lose. A billionaire has to tread lightly to make sure they don't lose whatever they got or come across a lawsuit like Tyler Perry, like a P. Diddy is getting. So what we doing? Are we really looking at it like, are we really looking at it like we cool? Are we okay with this shit with Fat Joe? Shout out to fam, just tapped in. I see you hit that like button. We in here. Are we really okay with the Fat Joe shit? Fuck no. We are not okay with Fat Joe hearing that this man is touching minors. You understand? We are not okay with that. We are not okay with that. They talk all of that alleged shit until there's like a court case or until there's something that is trying to stick. Bitch, fuck that. If we hear that you touching minors or we hear that your name is connected with some minor shit, you're done. It's a wrap, nigga. You could never come into the environment again. You could never come in the hood again. You can never come into projects again. You can never come into places of the urban community again. You're done. You don't get to rap no more, bitch. We ain't buying no more music. We ain't fucking with you on no more yesterday's price, is today's price, whatever the fuck you doing, Fat Joe. It's a wrap. See, people need to be on alarm about niggas, dog. Because you don't get to just you don't get to be heard that you fucking with minors and then you can just go do some little TV show to get a bag. No. We ain't buying no more of your music, Fat Joe. You understand? We ain't looking at you no more. We not supporting nothing you doing, nigga. At all. Thank you. Candy Cliff said allegations such as those don't just materialize out of thin air. Right. What I say, if it walk like a duck, if it quack like a duck, if it sound like a duck, it's a fucking duck. So I'm just tired of those people in the world that's looking at Tyler Perry like, oh my God, did they plant the white boy in that position for him to charge him all that money? Or they just hating on a black man and all of this? You sorry motherfuckers. You gotta be ashamed of your fucking self. Because nobody would never accept that shit. And if we ever catch some Fat Joe in the city, or some Tyler Perry's, or some P. Diddy's, or some Kevin Spacey's, or some Jay-Z's, we gonna ask them niggas, and we gonna tell them, the fuck is your problem, bitch? And we putting hands on niggas right there. Because we will not accept adults touching minors. We will not accept adults sexually harassing other adults. We will not accept anything that's against kids. Anything that's against kids. We will not accept it, fam. We taking a stand. We coming against all of them niggas that's touching minors and they disrespecting motherfucking real ones. We taking a stand and we coming against them. And we don't give a fuck what they talking about. Because at the end of the day, Anytime you all are at home and you hear some dumb shit like somebody putting hands on minors or they're taking advantage or abusing anything of a child, right then and there, you should open your fucking mouth and post and speak. Because ain't no way on God's green earth did somebody just say they want to make up Fat Joe fucking with minors. Ain't nobody made that shit up. Yo, Pixel, respectfully, you can feel how you want about Diddy. But you fucked up in your own brain, nigga. If you think that man need to be free. Because everything that man done been charged for, if he back out on bail and he in the public, everybody that's damn near testified against him gonna feel his wrath. So I'm telling you now, fam. These people don't get to be that. That's fine. But even if everything comes to the light, Diddy don't need to be free. So get that shit right, fam. Come in this motherfucker talking that free Diddy shit, nigga. Everything is gonna come to the light. And then what? We still gonna be talking about free Diddy because everything has come to the light now? No. It's a wrap. And Fat Joe is done. In the hood, in hip hop, in his own community. Respectfully, Khaled, they done. And we gonna keep checking niggas for that bullshit if that's what they own. Because I'm telling you, they making all men around the world look bad. Fat Joe, Tyler Perry, P. Diddy, they making people think that all you gotta do is dress up and look good and you can still commit the worst problems in the world. That's what's being said. That's being portrayed to the public. That they can show up and look good and they okay, but we ain't gotta worry about nothing. Bitch, you dumb. They gotta deal with this shit the rest of their life. And we need to be the people to remind them of what they've already done. So let's keep it 100 and let's be real. I need real people that's being real about our kids and our community and our environment. To make sure that we standing on business. And making sure that we not hearing about stupid shit like Fat Joe touching minors and we ain't got nothing to say. I want to know what y'all think. Should we have a voice and speak up every day we have the chance that God opens our eyes and speak up about the corruption and the bullshit that's against our people and our kids? Or are you just gonna sit there and scroll up or scroll down and pass up the opportunity to speak up about these motherfuckers that's disrespecting us, our families, and our kids and hurting us? I want to know what you think. Because regardless, I truly and always know that I appreciate you all liking, hitting that like button, smashing that like button, making sure that we comment to what we're discussing, and making sure that we subscribe to the channel to never forget and never miss an episode. And making sure that we share this with the world. Dilla T, no filters. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow night. Good night, family. I never will let you down.